They tell the story about two brothers who were having a terrible argument, and later that day, one of the brothers tried to engage in conversation with their father, who was a famous Hasidic rabbi. But the father was visibly upset and didn't want to talk. He simply nodded, looked at his son and said, "My dear child, when a brother can't be a brother, a father cannot be a father." And I think that it's this lesson that we find in this week's portion of Terumah, where we are told how on top of the ark, Moshe was to build keruvim, which were angelic statues fashioned of gold. On the surface of it, the rabbis explained that when the Jewish people followed God's commandments, these statues would face each other. And when they didn't, the statues turned away from each other. But I saw a much deeper explanation, and that is when Jews face each other, meaning when we look at each other with compassion and care, love, we seek to support one another. We're being much more than good citizens. At that very moment, we are performing God's will. Conversely, when people are shut inside their own walls, when we look only at ourselves and pursue only the fulfillment of our own needs, we're not only ignoring our responsibilities to our fellow man, but we're in essence violating God's will. Friends, last week we received the 10 Commandments, and then right away we are taught this lesson because God's truest pride comes not only when we meticulously pay attention to each and every one of His commandments, but when we look out for our fellow Jews. Shabbat Shalom.